Hello again. So this next video is about modeling as parents and rules. So a lot of couples will come to me and they are trying to figure out how to handle a different behavioral issue that their kids are having. And so one of the first things I'll have people do is come up with some family rules that are for the entire house. Why do family rules? Well, the most important part of parenting is consistency. That there are specific things that are inappropriate that you get in trouble for, or you get called out on, and they have a reason for being there. They're not arbitrary. So here's an example of a family rule. Keep hands, feet, and objects to yourself, or the opposite of that is like no hitting, no swearing, no throwing things at people. Basically, those two rules are the same rule of like, let's avoid violence in the house, right? And most couples and families have that rule, but like to have it written out, I really encourage couples to like write out, what are my rules? And even come up with your reasons for why those are your rules. Because again, when you're going to enforce these rules, what'll happen is your kids are going to second guess you. They really want to push your limits, because I think that's just a part of being a kid sometimes, that you're like, where are the boundaries? How far will you go before I set you off? They're actually just trying to figure out what's what, right? I mean, I think that's a natural part of learning anyways. So you come up with the rules so that you as parents are on the same page about like, this is what's not okay in our house. Some of my favorite rules actually came from the YMCA, and they're the 7 Bs, and they go, be honest, be healthy, be helpful, be respectful, be responsible, be caring, be your best. Oh yes, it's a stupid chant, but it's cute. It's a cute chant. And I think it covers a lot of the values that are important to most people. You want your kids to be honest. You want them to be helpful and healthy. Some version of that can be your rules, or some version of 2 or 3 rules that are like, these are the things we're trying to accomplish as a family. To be respectful to each other are important to write down, so that when you call your kids out, you can say, hey, where's this coming from? What rule is this? Yep, that's the family rule, and we're following that. So that's an important piece to it. But like a second piece that's important when you're even coming up with these rules is that you have to be willing to model them as a parent yourself. So I don't think parents realize just how much their kids learn from them, their behaviors. So let's take violence, for example. If you are modeling violent behaviors, your child will pick up those violent behaviors. And this is a hard one, because I know a lot of parents have different values and beliefs about spanking, but spanking is a violent behavior. Your child is not consenting to being spanked. It's different in other situations where like adults do that for a plaything, but they're both consenting to that. But I don't think any child would consent to that behavior, to be honest. Nobody wants to be hit. Nobody wants to be smacked. Nobody wants to be spanked. And so that is a violent behavior that parents are sometimes using, but that models violence for the child. And one of the things you kind of have to understand as a parent is, if you're trying to teach your kid to be nonviolent, or to be respectful, or to be honest, any of those traits, then you as a parent have to be modeling those same traits. Because kids can detect hypocrisy. They can tell. They know, like, that do as I say, not as I do situation just doesn't work. Your kids are too smart for that. And so if you say don't hit, and then you hit them, they're going to detect that hypocrisy, and they're going to say, whatever, I'm going to do what I need to do. Because essentially what happens when parents are spanking usually is that they are very annoyed by their kid at this time. Basically, the kid has pushed them to the brink, and so they're usually using spanking as sort of last resort, but it's not actually a last resort for the kid. It's like the parent's last resort. They're tired of the situation, and so they spank them, and then the kid should get that message. But no, actually what the kid gets the message is that when you're frustrated, it's okay to hit somebody. But it's not okay to hit somebody, ever. Like, if you were an adult and you hit somebody, like at a bar, you get thrown out of that bar, and sometimes you go to jail. Or if you were at the office and somebody got like really mad at you, like if your boss got mad at you and they just spanked you, would you allow that? no, that would not be acceptable. You could incarcerate that person. And so the same really has to be true for us with our kids, that like if you want to model that it's not okay to get angry and then hit somebody, then you as a parent need to follow the same rules and model that. We'll do some more lessons on modeling, but that's a really important first one for me to really cover. So thank you for joining us, and feel free to come in for therapy at therapistinstlouis.com.